Good evening. You're watching Bullet News Today. Let's dive into tonight's top stories. Turkey lifts Instagram ban after 9-day block amid compliance negotiations. Turkey has restored access to Instagram after a 9-day block, following successful negotiations between the Turkish government and Meta, Instagram's parent company. The platform was blocked on August 2nd due to non-compliance with Turkish laws and regulations, particularly surrounding the censorship of condolence posts following the assassination of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh. Turkey, which has been critical of Israel's actions in Gaza, demanded that Instagram improve its adherence to local laws, especially regarding posts promoting terrorism or involving serious crimes. Meta has since agreed to enhance its content moderation according to Turkish law, resulting in the lifting of the ban. This marks Turkey's longest social media block in recent years. All 62 bodies recovered from Brazil plane crash as families mourn in São Paulo. In Brazil, rescue teams have retrieved the remains of all 62 passengers from the wreckage of a plane crash in Vinhedo, São Paulo state. The Voipass ATR-72 aircraft was en route to São Paulo's international airport when it went down in adverse weather conditions. The crash resulted in the deaths of 58 passengers and 4 crew members. Families are gathering in São Paulo to identify and mourn their loved ones as authorities investigate the cause of the crash. Investigators are focusing on severe icing as a potential factor, though the definitive cause is yet to be determined. The plane's black boxes have been sent to Brasilia for analysis, with results expected within 30 days. This is the deadliest aviation disaster in Brazil since January 2023. 74% of Pakistanis struggle to meet expenses amid economic crisis, 10% forced to take on second jobs. A recent survey has revealed that 74% of urban Pakistanis are struggling to meet their monthly expenses due to the worsening economic situation. The financial pressure has intensified by 14% over the past year, leading many households to cut back on essential items like groceries. Additionally, 10% of the population has taken on second jobs to supplement their income. The survey, conducted among over 100 respondents across 11 major cities, also found that 56% of those barely covering their expenses are unable to save any money. As inflation and debt continue to rise, Pakistan's economic challenges are placing significant strain on households nationwide. North Korea escalates tensions with trash-filled balloon campaign against South Korea. In a bizarre continuation of psychological warfare, North Korea has resumed sending balloons filled with trash across the border into South Korea. South Korea's military reported that over 2,000 balloons, likely carrying waste such as paper, cloth scraps, and cigarette butts, have been flown toward the south. This provocative action comes amidst rising tensions between the two nations, with South Korea responding by broadcasting propaganda messages and K-pop songs via frontline loudspeakers. The ongoing tit-for-tat tactics highlight the worsening relations between the Koreas, as both sides brace for increased military activity and potential confrontations in the near future. Ukrainian forces launched deep incursion into Russia, capturing key territory in Kursk region. In a significant escalation of the conflict, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has confirmed that Ukrainian forces have advanced over 10 kilometers into Russia's Kursk region, marking the deepest incursion since the war began in 2022. The operation has seen Ukrainian troops seize several villages and reportedly gain control of a key gas facility near the town of Sudzha. Russia has struggled to halt the Ukrainian advance, leading to the evacuation of over 76,000 residents and the imposition of emergency measures across border regions. Meanwhile, Russian forces have retaliated with drone and missile attacks on Ukraine, resulting in civilian casualties in Kyiv. The situation remains tense, with ongoing battles and concerns over the proximity of fighting to the Kursk nuclear power plant. Hezbollah fires rockets at northern Israel amid heightened regional tensions. On Sunday night, Hezbollah launched approximately 30 rockets from Lebanon toward northern Israel, escalating tensions in the region. This attack follows an Israeli airstrike in southern Lebanon that injured 12 people. Hezbollah's rocket fire is reportedly in retaliation for the Israeli strike and in solidarity with Palestinians in Gaza. Despite the barrage, Israeli forces reported no injuries as some rockets landed in open areas. The conflict has intensified since the assassination of a top Hamas leader in Tehran last month, further fueling ongoing violence between Israel and Hamas. Hamas leader calls for ceasefire. Netanyahu's position on deal remains unclear. Mediators report that Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar is advocating for a ceasefire to halt the ongoing conflict, signaling a potential shift towards negotiations. Despite this, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has yet to clarify his stance on the proposal. The lack of a definitive response from Netanyahu keeps the situation precarious and the prospects for peace uncertain amidst continued regional unrest. Stampede at Bihar Temple claims 7 lives, injures 9, situation under control. A tragic stampede at Baba Sidnath Temple in Makhdumpur, Jahanabad district has resulted in the deaths of 7 people and injuries to 9 others. The incident occurred during the Holy Sawan month's 4th Monday when a large crowd had gathered at the temple. District Magistrate Alankrita Pandey confirmed that the situation is now under control and that the injured have been taken to local hospitals. Reports indicate that a brawl before the stampede may have contributed to the chaos, with witnesses noting a lack of police presence at the scene. This incident follows a recent deadly stampede in Uttar Pradesh, highlighting ongoing concerns about safety at large religious gatherings. Paris 2024 Olympics closing ceremony, a star-studded farewell with Tom Cruise, Snoop Dogg, and a spectacular handover to LA 28. The Paris 2024 Olympics concluded with a dazzling closing ceremony at the Stade de France, featuring an array of high-profile performances and emotional moments. French swimming star Leon Marchand extinguished the Olympic cauldron, marking the end of the 33rd Summer Games. The ceremony reached a dramatic peak as Hollywood icon Tom Cruise parachuted into the stadium with the Olympic flag, followed by a vibrant handover to the Los Angeles 2028 Olympics. Performances by Snoop Dogg, Billie Eilish, and the Red Hot Chili Peppers electrified the audience, with fireworks and dynamic performances by Phoenix and Kavinsky adding to the spectacle. IOC President Thomas Bach declared the Games closed, and the Olympic flag was handed over to LA Mayor Karen Bass and gymnast Simone Biles. The closing moments included the stirring appearance of the Golden Voyager and a celebration of the Olympic spirit. As the Olympic rings were lifted into the night sky, the focus shifted to the upcoming Los Angeles Games, promising a blend of glamour and excitement for the 2028 Summer Olympics. Sudan to consult with U.S. on upcoming Geneva ceasefire talks. The Sudanese government has announced plans to send a delegation to Jeddah to consult with the United States ahead of the ceasefire talks scheduled to take place in Geneva on August 14th. These negotiations are aimed at ending the 15-month conflict between the Sudanese Army and the Rapid Support Forces F paramilitary group. The talks, which the RSF has agreed to attend, represent a significant effort to mediate the ongoing war and bring both sides to the negotiating table for the first time in months. Chaos in Sudan's El Gezira state as RSF fighters rampage through farming heartland. In Sudan's central El Gezira state, the Rapid Support Forces, RSF, have been causing widespread devastation as reports emerge of systematic looting and violence in the key farming region. Residents describe scenes of RSF fighters storming villages on motorcycles and pickup trucks, seizing valuables, and forcing thousands to flee. This follows earlier assurances by the RSF to protect civilians, which were quickly contradicted by their actions. The violence has disrupted crucial food production and displaced over 850,000 people, intensifying the humanitarian crisis. While the RSF denies targeting civilians, the situation underscores the severe instability and the challenges facing any potential ceasefire agreements. Thailand's disbanded opposition forms new party to continue reform efforts. In Thailand, the disbanded opposition party Move Forward has regrouped under a new banner, emerging as the largest party in parliament. Following its dissolution by the Constitutional Court, which cited concerns over its efforts to reform the royal insult law, the opposition's 143 surviving lawmakers have joined the new party. Led by 37-year-old Nat Rumphong Rungkapanyut, a former cloud software executive, The new party vows to uphold Move Forward's progressive ideals and push for reforms, including changes to controversial law protecting the monarchy from criticism. This move is seen as a continuation of the party's challenge to Thailand's conservative establishment and royalist factions. Ukraine successfully intercepts all 27 Russian Shahed drones in overnight assault. In a significant defensive achievement, Ukraine's Air Force reported that it intercepted and destroyed all 27 Shahed drones launched by Russian forces in an overnight attack on August 9th. According to Lieutenant General Mykola Oleshchuk, Ukrainian air defense systems, including mobile fire groups and electronic warfare units, successfully neutralized the drones across 7 regions, including Kyiv and Kherson. The drones, which were launched from Primorsko-Akhtarsk in Russia, typically target critical infrastructure, but in this instance, none breached their intended targets. This success highlights Ukraine's growing effectiveness in countering aerial threats amidst ongoing conflict. Japan's PM cancels overseas trip after megaquake warning. Japan's Prime Minister Fumio Kishida has canceled his upcoming trip to Central Asia following a groundbreaking warning from the Japan Meteorological Agency about an increased risk of a megaquake along the Pacific coast. This unprecedented alert came after a magnitude 7.1 earthquake struck Kyushu, triggering a tsunami warning. The advisory highlights a heightened risk of a massive earthquake along the Nankai Trough, a major seismic zone. Kishida's decision aims to ensure preparedness for any potential disaster, as Japan braces for the possibility of a major quake that could cause significant damage and loss of life. Nicolás Maduro blocks access to X in Venezuela amid dispute with Elon Musk. Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro has ordered a 10-day block on the social network X, accusing its owner, Elon Musk, of using the platform to incite hatred following Venezuela's disputed presidential election. The move, announced by Maduro after a pro-government rally, targets both private and state-owned telecommunications services. Maduro's actions come after Musk criticized the election results on X, alleging electoral fraud and condemning Maduro as a dictator. The ban reflects ongoing tensions between the Venezuelan government and Musk over the integrity of the election process and the role of social media in political discourse. That's all for now. Stay tuned to Bullet News Today for more updates.